What? Why would it be going to that? There we go. Hello, hello. What'd it do? Oh man, I forgot to get more coffee. Oh well, I'll do that in a bit. How goes it? I forgot that I messed up my eyebrow. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, what a rough morning it's been. Kind of. I mean, I guess it depends on how you define rough. I just stayed up really late last night. I couldn't get to sleep. I tried going to bed at 1, and even then it was just because something I was doing was keeping me up. I was wanting to be to bed before that, but then I couldn't go to sleep until like 3 a.m. This is today's cup. It's my partner's cup. Because most of my coffee cups, all the ones that I cycle through and drink through each day are dirty. And this was the first I grabbed. Also, sorry I was late, but I sat down to start getting everything going and then forgot that I didn't spend time this morning setting up the surprise live that will be taking place tonight. So yesterday during stream we were talking about finger weaving, and I said I have a friend who lives right down the street and does finger weaving, and he wants to start doing it online. And I asked him if he would join us tonight, and he said yeah. So he'll be over tonight doing some finger weaving, showing you how he does it. And yeah, I'm really excited. Hopefully this jump starts him into getting his own channel going. I'm not sure like what platform he plans to be on, but you know, we'll talk about all of that when we go live later. So yeah, wasn't intending to go live tonight, but here we are, surprise live. My friend's coming, and cool stuff. All right, so it's already 12:14, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and flip the camera and get started. Let's show you what we did yesterday. We're so close to being done. We did more yesterday than I thought we were going to get done. We got this portion filled, and we did this whole portion, and I thought it was going to take 2 streams to do that. So today we're going to do this portion, and I have high faith that we'll be able to finish this stream. So the obviously not next stream, because next stream will be finger weaving, but tomorrow then I'll be able to start, you know, we're gonna cut this out. I'm gonna prepare the medallion, like start putting it together. I use cardboard and backing it with some leather, and then we can get started on doing the edging. So super exciting stuff. I'm just going to go and grab a little bit more coffee real quick, because I need more. Okay. All right, where was I? Let's see, we have, this string's kind of short, so I think this will be the tacking string thread. And yeah, this thread is really long. I'll use this for the stringing thread. And I just kind of feel it in my heart to start right here. So let's zoom you in and get rolling. Good morning, Naomi. How goes it? Technically it is noon here, but it sure feels like morning to me. I was up super late last night, and when I'm up late like that, I get nervous that I'm going to sleep later than I want to, so I actually set an alarm. I set an alarm for 9:30 a.m. and it was so hard getting out of bed, so I'm glad that I set an alarm. Otherwise, oh man, I don't know what time I would have woken up. Paw Patrol and breakfast. That was my life at one point. I'm a little nervous that this free week off of work is going to wreck me for when it's time to go back to work, though. Since I am up at 6, 7 a.m. every morning for work. I had 2 weeks off for Christmas, and that returning to work it took me several weeks to get used to work again, or like having to get to bed at a certain time and wake up at a certain time. It's so easy for me to get off schedule, so hard for me to get back on. Like I have 2 Anishinaabe names. Both of them are associated with the night. Like I am not a morning person. I am a lady of the night and not the kind that you're thinking of. I have a 3-year-old and 11-month-old. Oh man. Mine are older now, so. Well, older than Paw Patrol. My youngest turns 9 in a few months. I work at a college. And it is currently spring break. So. I don't get summers off though. Like I get the Christmas break and the spring break. I go to work in the summer. It's so bright and sunny today here. I mean, I have 2 answers for that, kind of. Because it's like, I started a certain amount of time ago, but I also took like quite a few years without making anything. So it's like 2 different answers cumulatively, basically. The easy answer is 20 years ago. I'll be 35 soon, and I learned when I was about 15, I think. But for a good chunk of my 20s, I didn't bead anything. I think I went like 8 years without beading anything. So when I started beading again, it was like I had to kind of relearn some things. And I started beading again in, I think at the end of 2018. I'm having a hard time managing these threads today. Not the iPad having low battery. Great. I don't know what my phone is at either. Just a second. I need to plug my iPad in or else I won't be able to see chat. Hi, Jules. You like it? You dig? Is it Jules approved? Oh, that's an ugly bead. It's all warped. I'm sorry, bead. I didn't mean that. I don't want to hurt your feelings. Well, good. Thank you. I feel so happy that the design is going to be done today. It's sunny out, the sun's shining. I got my coffee, I got a candle lit. We got chat and some music. And the project is getting finished. Well, thank you for saying that I have skill and that I'm kind. That makes me happy. I'm not sure how to say your name. FSK, CMC, FSK. That's where my brain immediately goes to. But thank you. I definitely agree that this channel is a blessing. I love having a YouTube channel. I really wish I could devote more time to it. I certainly give what I can. And it's kind of a thing that happened by accident. So, because I think I was talking about this either yesterday or a different day, that I'm kind of an introverted person. Well, I consider myself like an introverted extrovert. So to like put myself on the internet, it's kind of not necessarily, and I'm a rather private person as well. So putting myself on the internet is not necessarily like, I don't know. I think it was something that I didn't, I would have never thought that I would have done before. Yeah, this is a DraftKings logo. I love how many people recognize this logo. I don't think I would have. But this was commissioned from me by somebody who wants to give it as a gift to another person. Sheesh, I can't speak today. It's your husband's initials plus yours. It's Catherine. Oh, okay. I love how people come up with usernames. It's kind of cool because like we obviously, most of us, the majority of us don't get to pick our name. And I say the majority of us because I actually know some kids that I went to elementary school with who got to pick their own names. They were being adopted, and for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, through the adoption process, their adoptive parents were choosing to change their names, and so they got to pick their new names. And I just, that will live with me forever, because as a kid, I kind of hated my name, Chelsea. And I actually used to beg my mom to let me change my name, and she was like, no. Just really spelling it out. Hey, Naomi. Hey, CB. But our usernames, like, it's a way for us to like pick our own identity almost. Sometimes people like to pick like very memey or like meme-like usernames, but I've come across people who have put a lot of thought and meaning into their names. I hang out on Twitch a lot, and compared to YouTube, Twitch has a much more, like, they have a huge culture on Twitch around anonymity, being anonymous. A lot of people on Twitch won't share even their first name, let alone their full name. So I know a lot of people who won't even share a photo of themselves. And you strictly know them by their username. It's not really that bad over here on YouTube. A lot of people have just like their full legal government name as their username. Which, like, hello, Chelsea Moon. I just feel like, I mean, I don't truly know why. My theory is just some platforms are different than others. And it might also have to do with like timing and like the type of people that are like, I think Twitch is mostly like younger people. And what I've come to notice is older people are much more likely to share their full name on the internet, whereas younger people grew up knowing the dangers of that. And also, it's not even the age of the people that's the only factor. YouTube is also an older platform. It's been here for a long time. Whereas Twitch is kind of a younger platform. So Twitch might have came into fruition like after people started realizing they need to be more careful on the internet. But it could also be the type of people that are on Twitch. There are quite a few other platforms on the internet that, I mean, it would be like dangerous to put your actual name on there because, you know, people might try and find you or dox you or whatever. So, I feel like there might be some overlap with the people who visit those types of sites and people who watch Twitch. There's a girl on Twitch that I watch who has been dealing with a stalker. But that kind of stuff can happen anywhere too, so it's not like Twitch is the Wild West. In fact, I feel like YouTube can be more of a Wild West than Twitch. People being weird on the internet was the main reason that I stopped doing like commentary content and like the educational, talking about like race issues and stuff. I hope so too. I'm not sure if like the person who's stalking her is anywhere near her physically. So I guess that's one good thing about the situation. But you know, when platforms, like on the internet, it's easier to be anonymous, which can be safer for people. But in cases like this, where you can't find somebody who's using anonymity to harm others, then you can't find them and hold them responsible. All right, finished off a thread. Let's start this, or start a new one. At this point, I would only be able to identify your left thumb. I mean, you see my name as the channel name. And I do share my face. What's up, Odekwe? Did you stay up super late working on it? I was accidentally awake until 3 a.m. last night. But I was in bed by like 1:30. Even I've been through some weird stuff on YouTube. I've had some questionable things happen to me. So if I could go back in time, I honestly wouldn't have shared my full name on the internet. On my Twitch, I don't share my name unless I grow like really close with somebody. But even then, still be careful, because some of the weird people of my past, I did like talk to and feel comfortable with them before they decided they didn't like me anymore. It was the experiences like that that made me stop making content around like racism and talking about social issues. Yeah, it is. It's, as somebody who has dealt with harassment by both like an ex and from somebody from like the internet, it's a different feeling for sure. There was this one guy who does live close enough to me that he could just like drive to me. And gosh, I just really can't remember exactly what happened. And this is primarily a Twitter thing, not necessarily a YouTube thing. But he said something that was really messed up. And I wasn't even making like a huge stink of it, where I was like, I don't know, quote tweeting him or like talking directly about him or whatever. It's just a lot of native Twitter had noticed his comment, and we were like in his comments basically telling him like, yo, this is messed up. And I'm kind of a smart ass when I do that sometimes. I tend to just kind of like make a smart ass joke, I guess, at his expense. And he took a couple of us and put us on, he had a website, And he put a photo of us on his website. Not everybody who commented, but I was one of them. Just like basically his shit list. I think it was called his shit list. And he had been to prison before. I only found that out because another guy just on the internet just like looked into him, because they're like, yo, what are we dealing with here? And found a bunch of records of him having been to prison for like sexual assault. And I didn't truly get freaked out by the guy until much later, when there was a friend of mine, or some sort of Twitter account that he was associated with, and there was just no connection between him and that account besides me. And so I got pretty freaked out. Like, it could have been a coincidence, but it also could not have been. So I truly don't know if it was or if it wasn't. Kind of a funky spot because it's like, I tried to make the beads go right in the middle, hoping it would fill it up, but it kind of looks just wonky. But if I push these against the row before, I don't think there's enough space to do sideways beads. I guess I can try and find a couple and test it. Shove them in there. Yeah, okay, maybe I can do some sideways beads. Let's do that. Let's do this. Yeah, so I've learned, I feel like, the hard way of how to be safer. And I've largely, like, really scaled back what I do on the internet, which resulted in me not being like as active on Twitter, and no longer growing a platform on there. I almost reached 10,000 subscribers, or not subscribers, but like followers on there. And I was making like commentary videos that were, they still get views to this day. So that type of content was, it was like growing and being successful, but I chose my safety and sanity. And the safety of my family too. This is filling up fast. I might even start cutting, I might even cut this out today. I saved this part for last because I thought for sure, oh, I need a sideways bead right here. I thought for sure that it was going to take longer to do the top of the crown. But it's turning out to be faster than the other sections. I'm not arguing with it though. Things going faster than anticipated and I'm complaining. Which means I'll be able to bead the fish on live. Not today, obviously, but like. Yeah, just one thing I have had to learn over time though is sometimes it's not worth it to squeeze to fill in a gap. Sometimes you just have to be comfortable with a bit of a gap. And let me find an example of where there is a gap. I guess like right here at the tip of the crown. I feel like past me would have tried to fit one in right here. But then, you know, it would have bulged these out. So I'm just like, I'm just gonna live with this little bit of gap showing. And I think it's, you can't really notice it because the paper is got black ink printed. If it was just this white behind the black beads, you would be able to see that white peeking through right there for sure. So it's easier to come to terms with gaps with this project, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't want that peeking through, but if I shove a bead in there, it's just going to push the surrounding beads around. I think I'm just gonna go back over here because I don't know where to bring the thread up. Take a moment to sip my coffee. Where to make the line end? because the shape of the crown right here is kind of... Oh, did I reach the end of the playlist? Okay. Let's see. This might be a situation where I have to do a sideways bead somewhere. I know it's a little bit of wasteful for thread, but I am going to start over on this side again. Oh yes, also snokiekwe, if you're listening, the gasp that I gasped. Your project is so sick and I'm excited for when you finish it. I know whoever is receiving that is going to love it. You said who it was for, but I'm not remembering who it was for. Ooh, that thread is not in the right spot. Let's be like right here instead. Yes, your brother-in-law. I felt like it was a brother of some sort, but I couldn't remember if it was your brother-in-law or if it was your brother. Got about a week and a half. You got it. Maybe one more. I think. Yeah. Okay, looks like on the other side I just went with the green. Love getting my strings tangled. All right, there we go. Oopsies. Just grabbing the other thread, no big deal. Does this fit between this? This bead's kind of lame, funky. I feel like that would fit. sideways bead. Oh man. Now I need to plug my phone in. Gonna have to manage the battery between the iPad and the phone. Maybe if I take this off, this is kind of a thicker bead, and put on 2 thinner beads. It's like thinner beads are primarily what I end up searching for, so then it's like I end up using them up. Oh yeah, that works much better. I'm gonna start from the side again. I have to take this last one off and do a sideways bead. Yeah, that's the only time that I'll really find myself doing any one needle. Is if I'm working with a bunch of small spaces, which usually happens like when I say I'm doing fill and I get down to like the last little bit of the fill, I just end up one needling. But I do gravitate towards searching for the thinner beads versus thick ones. Like I'm always like at the end of the line, and I'm like, well, 3 thin beads would probably fit here better than like 2 thick ones, because that's easier than the other alternative, which is to take off the line of beads and just use all thicker beads. But then you use up all your thin ones. Like right now, I'm going for a thin bead again. See how many times I get catfished before I find one. Ironically, I think I found one right away and then dropped it. Now the next question is 1 or 2 sideways beads. I think on the other side there's just 1. So that tells me over here is probably only going to fit 1. Put it right in the middle. And it's just a normal average size bead. This is another one of those cases right here where I need to be comfortable with the gap. There's a little bit of a gap right there. The black background is saving me. But that was the last bead of the design. Only took me barely an hour to do that. Oh, woot woot for sure. My nail is all messed up from the friggin' needles now. All right. So I can set my thread and needle aside. I really only need 1 needle from here on out now. Well, actually, no, for a wrap stitch, I need 2. Take this off. Wait, am I doing this the right way? No, I'm not. Thank you. Also, what's up, A-Bear? Oh, hey. So my friend is gonna come and do the finger weaving tonight. No pressure to be there. I just thought I'd let you know. All right, so I don't think I need to remove the basting stitching, but I'm going to anyways. I feel like it is out of the way, but it's just gonna help my brain if it's not there. Ah, look at that. So normally what I would do is rip off this paper and then cut it out. But I think I'm gonna leave the paper on for the sake of this black background helping with the black beads when I do the edging. Not having white shine through the gaps, although right here might pose a problem, but that's all right. It's just a little spot. Hey, Albie, thank you. cut her out. This part is always kind of nerve-wracking for me because I don't want to go too close to the edge. Or not too close to the edge, but like too close to the thread. Inspect the back to see if it's close to any of these threads. Oh, it's a little close right here. That'll be fine though. I always take spray glue to the back of my work to really lock these threads into place, so that nothing wants to ever shred or come through the material or come undone. The backs are satisfying to look at. I can't explain it. I feel like my burned ends make it kind of ugly, but yeah. It almost looks like the back, you can see how much work goes into these more than you can tell from the actual beads themselves. I guess I'll go grab some cardboard real quick and carve out some stabilizer. I'm a big recycler, so I always have something laying around. I think this Kleenex box will work. Never out of cardboard or like plastic or whatever materials I need. Also, look at this cute pen. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm cutting out some cardboard to put in between the beadwork and the leather that will be backing it. This just provides more stability and really makes the medallion like nice and stiff. Alternatively, you can use plastic. I know some people will use plastic from like old milk jugs, which in a way can be more, what's the word I'm thinking of? It can be more reliable than cardboard, just because if your medallion ever gets like soaked in water, or you know, if you're wearing it out in the rain, there is a possibility that the cardboard, because cardboard is like, can soak up water, that it could warp or even disintegrate depending on the quality of your cardboard, I guess. I've never had an issue though. I've never noticed any issues. Like the plastic would obviously not soak up water or degrade or anything from getting wet. So it's up to you what you choose. If you do choose cardboard, I always choose something that's kind of like, basically like cereal box cardboard. Oh, ice cream bucket lids is a smart idea too. Oh no, I think I have to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, sorry. This is just my preference. I just like to use cardboard. I mean, I do have access to milk jugs, but this is just what I prefer. So yeah, I will trace this onto cardboard, and then I will cut like inside of this circle a little bit. So even though I like marked down the tracing of this, I don't want to end up having to stitch through the cardboard. So I cut my circle of cardboard to be like a little bit smaller. I need to get this out of the way. You know, having a medallion to bead is definitely a good excuse to have some ice cream though. Oh, I have an order. I need to eat some ice cream. I haven't had ice cream in so long. Like I said, I've been anti-sugar since November. All right, I'm gonna trim this little part. Sweet. So we still have about a half hour left. I want to put some glue on this, and I'm gonna go dig out the leather as well so I can cut out some leather. The only thing is it's in my basement, so I'm just gonna step away for, it'll probably take me like 2 minutes and then I'll be right back. I'll turn up the music for you. All right. It's so cold in my basement that my can of glue is cold. I got too many aunties with ice cream bucket horrors. All right, so I got some deer hide here. It's kind of on the thinner side. And I like to use this stuff for like medallions and such. I always have an argument with myself about if I'm going to choose, I don't know what this side's called, the suede side or the, I don't know. I always end up choosing this side to be visible instead of the suede side. I might choose that side again too. This number is in the way. This piece is rather imperfect on this side as well. Yeah, I have like no choice to use the suede side with what I have here. That's fine. Do you feel like using this piece though? The polished side and the scraped side. I'm not sure which is the polished side and the scraped side. I tried to figure it out for a second, but you might have to help me with that. The soft is, I call it the suede. Oh, okay. I think I had it backwards almost. There probably is a way, but it'll be flat because of the glue. I like to glue my medallion together before stitching it. All right, so we have this. We also have our lovely thong. I'm just kidding. So basically I'm gonna glue right here, apply this, and then spray some more glue and apply that. The crease right here is kind of deep. I don't know if the glue will actually soften that out, but I think it'll be fine. I always have to peel the glue off of this spout before I can use it. That's how tough this stuff is. But that's why I use it. I think I got it. So this is the glue I use. Gorilla Spray Adhesive. This is the kind of stuff where if you're doing a lot of gluing, you should probably take it outside. I'm not worried about it. I'll be fine. This isn't a lot. And when I do this, I always make sure to be careful not to move the medallion, because when I spray over it, the glue is also going around it. So I don't want to move the medallion and get any glue on the beads. So I'm just going to take that off. Actually, I have another napkin right next to me. I'm going to lay this down too, just to protect the table. And then I'm gonna just make sure. All right, time to put the leather on. I feel like I did kind of get it more over one way than the other. That's fine, though. So I'm gonna have to trim a little bit right here. Pick it up and stretch it a little bit right here. Not there being Christmas music. This is a Christmas song. I didn't realize that until he said Happy Christmas to you. I'm like, oh my god, those were sleigh bells we were hearing, weren't they? There's more Christmas music. Merry Christmas, everybody. So I'm just trimming the leather and making it completely flush with the beadwork. Oh man, I think I have to sneeze again. I took my allergy medication last night, I swear. Yeah, Merry Beadmas. So gluing helped with that crease quite a bit. It's still kind of there, but I feel like it won't be noticeable to the recipient. They're playing Christmas music in May. There's a town near me, near-ish me, called Christmas. And actually, Sioux tribe, or the Sault Ste. Marie tribe, has a res there. And they have a casino. And yeah, so of course there's a gigantic Santa there. And they have a bar there called the Naughty Club. I find that hilarious. There's also a store in Michigan in Frankenmuth that has a Christmas store that's open year round. I'm so curious how they stay open when it isn't Christmas. I've never been to the Naughty Club, but that is a hilarious name to give a bar. I love it. So we are getting so close to being finished with this. We have, you know, the design is finished. We've got it backed. Now there's only basically 2 more things to do. First, I need to edge around to finish this off. And of course, attach these. While I did use Gorilla Glue, most of the time it's really the stitching that keeps the whole piece together. And it's nice and thick because of that cardboard and because of the pellon that was used. And then after the edging is making the rope. And for the rope, I'm going to be using the, oh man, what's it called? That nylon cord, paracord. And I'll be doing a wrap stitch around it because I ain't got no time for no peyote. Ew, the Naughty Club. I do like to have, while we're talking about naughty and Christmas, I like to have Friendsmas parties. I've had 3 of them so far. And the past few years, they've been growing. The first one was just like dinner with like 5 people. But yeah, we have a Friendsmas party every year now. We invite our friends over and we play games and have dinner. And the past 2 years, I've done a thing where each guest will draw basically their identity for the night. So last year, it was, are you naughty or are you nice? So you'd have to draw out of a hat whether you are naughty or nice. And if you were nice, you wore a halo headband. And if you were naughty, you wore devil horns. And this year we did, are you Santa's favorite or are you a hoe? So if you drew Santa's favorite, you got a headband that said Santa's favorite. We also made name tags too, in case anybody didn't want to wear a headband. And if you were a hoe, then you wore a headband that said ho 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 on it. 2 to 4 spaces and you're done with the flat work. Yay! And the rope tonight. That is so exciting. No idea what I'll do this year, but I just love doing that. Especially cuz like I drew the bad thing to be each year too. I was naughty and I was a hoe. I never get to be Santa's favorite or nice. So, yeah, I'm going to... It's 20 minutes early, but I don't want to get started on... I haven't made up my mind what edging I want to do yet either. So I'm going to give myself some time for that. My plan was to bead as well while my friend was finger weaving. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll work on the fish a little bit. I don't know if it'll be on camera though, because he'll be on camera with his finger weaving. And then tomorrow I'll be doing some edging. Tomorrow is a 2-stream day as well, so we'll see if I can manage to get the edging done in 1 stream or not. Either way, the rope, I imagine the rope won't be finished by tomorrow. The rope might bleed into, what is tomorrow? What is today? I don't know what today is. Is today Wednesday? I think it is. So the rope might bleed into Friday. I have good faith that I'll be beating this guy on Saturday and Sunday though. Today is Wednesday, okay. I'm losing track. I haven't left my house since Saturday. I will be leaving I will leave the house tomorrow morning though, because I've ran out of stuff to eat for breakfast. So I'm gonna go get sugary coffee tomorrow and something yummy to eat for breakfast before live, so long as I don't stay up too late tonight. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna head off. I'll see you guys tonight at 6 Eastern and we'll do some finger weaving. Otherwise, tomorrow at noon and 6 p.m. as well. Bama Peak Wabman!